Hi boys and girls, today we're going to start a seascape collage. A seascape is like a landscape, except it's of the ocean or the sea. On your larger paper, you're going to do the wet on wet technique to create a sunset, so we'll be using the warm colors. To do the wet on wet technique, I'm starting by just painting clear water all over my paper. Now I'm going to wake up one of the warm colors with some water. I think I'll start with this orange color. Next, I think I'll add a little red. Since my paper's already wet, the color just spreads as soon as I touch my paintbrush to the paper. This is a great watercolor technique to use when you're painting a sky. While the paper's still wet, you can splatter a little paint on. Remember to keep your finger close to the paper and just gently tap. Now I'm going to work on the bottom half of my paper. It's okay to leave some white spaces today because that'll look like clouds. Now carefully carry this to the drying rack. Now I'm going to work on the two smaller pieces of paper. We will be using different shades of blue to create our ocean. Be sure to use plenty of water. Now while your painting is still very wet, sprinkle just a little bit of salt onto the puddles. This is called the salt technique. As your painting dries, the salt will soak up some of the pigment or the color and leave little speckles of white. This technique will create some visual texture. Now I'm starting to work on my second small sheet. And again, I'm starting by just painting clear water onto my paper. Now I'm going to add more blue. Now I'm going to gently lay down some plastic wrap onto my wet painting. When this dries and I remove the plastic wrap, it will create a wrinkled texture. Today, as you can see, our paintings have dried and you can see where the salt was to create the white speckled texture. Now I'm removing the plastic wrap and you can see those wrinkles. Take your paper and turn it sideways and gently tear it in half to create your waves. You want to see the white on the top of the paper. Do the same thing to this paper. Remember, take your time and keep your hands or fingers close together. Now we're going to use some yellow tempera paint to create a sun. Begin by painting a tall rainbow line and filling it in. Then paint 5 or 6 lines radiating out from your sun. Make sure these lines reach all the way up and touch the edge of your paper. Give your sun 2 coats of paint. Now we're going to create some seagulls flying in the distance. Dip this thick side of this cut up cup into some black tempera paint and stamp it onto your paper. Create 2 arches for the wings. Let's use this smaller piece to create some small birds in the background. I would recommend doing 7 or 8 seagulls. Now I'm going to make sure that all my pieces have white on top. This creates white caps for our waves. This piece didn't have any white, so I'm carefully tearing a little bit off of the top so I can see that white. There we go, this looks better. Now it's time to twist open our glue and get ready to glue the waves down. And remember, dot dot, not a lot. Now add more dots to the bottom of this piece. If your paint has dried, you can flip this over and give it a massage. If not, just massage it from the front. There, I think my seascape is complete. I hope you had fun creating this project.